Hey guys, welcome to Scholarly Post. Today we will see the functioning of conditional formatting. Conditional formatting allows you to see patterns and trends just from observing the raw data. Obviously, you do have the option to chart the data for visual insights. Conditional formatting is just another way to visualize and understand bulky data. So let's get to it. Here we have in front of us sales data for the month of Jan and February belonging to the sales representatives shown on the left side. The sales monthly target set by the company is around $2,500. In order to analyze sales performance, we must know how reps are performing. Going through this data one by one is a tedious task. Conditional formatting can help us do this quickly and find out if they are meeting their monthly targets or not. So what we're trying to do here is find out which one of these sales rep is hitting the sales target consistently. So let's first select our data, go to the Home tab, Conditional Formatting, highlight cell rules, greater than, and see it already gives you a sort of average default value. You're gonna put 2,500. You don't need to put dollar and sign in here. Okay, and there you go. So with conditional formatting, you'd be able to highlight all the cells that you're looking for that satisfies a certain condition. Now we've seen which one of these cells are making more than the sales target. For example, we have a minimum number, say $1,500, and we want to find out which one of our sales rep are making less than that. Again, select the data, go to conditional formatting, cell rules less than 1,500. And this time we're going to change the color because we don't want to get confused in here. Let's say it's yellow. Okay. As you can see, all the numbers that are less than 1,500 have been highlighted yellow. Now, you must have noticed one thing, that we just use the same area to use two conditional formatting rules. Now, this proves that a set of conditional formatting rules can work together on one area. Now, for example, I do not want to highlight these yellow less than 1,500 numbers because it's sort of put a bad sign in front of the sales rep. I don't want to show it to everyone, so I want to remove it. So let us select our data, conditional formatting, clear rules from selected cells. Now there is one problem with this. If I select this, it's going to remove both the rules, and I do not want to remove the first rule. I do want to see which sales rep are doing well for the sales target of 2,500. So what I'm going to do is, instead of going to clear rules, I'm going to go to manage rules, select the formula that I want removed, and delete the rule. Now that rule is deleted as soon as I click OK. Boom. We're back to the first rule. So what we just did here with the first rule is we found out how our sales rep were performing when compared to the sales target set by the company. As we can see that Natalie, Laura, and Brittany are consistently hitting their sales targets every month, whereas Ralph, Alex, David, and Marge only managed to hit it 1 month, whereas Brian is underperforming and is not being able to hit his sales target in any of the 2 months. Now we have another set of functions that we can use when we are performing conditional formatting. So we go into conditional formatting and we can say there is a less than rule which will tell us which one of the cells are less than a certain value, as we just saw in our example. There's a between rule which tells us which one of the cells fall under a range, equal to text that contains, which usually highlights cells that contains a certain text. A date occurring rule help us highlight the cell that has a certain date, and we can also highlight duplicate values using these cell rules. there are more cell rules to look for. You can highlight top 10 items, you can highlight the top 10 percentage, bottom 10 item, bottom 10 percentage, above and below average. Now you have other options such as data bars. Now what the data bars do is basically fills colored data bar in the cell as per the number in the cell. So we have a gradient fill option and we also have a solid fill option. Move on to color scales. Well, color scales is basically assigning a color to a range of data and then going through the whole data with applying that color gradient to that range of cells. Icon sets. Well, icon sets is just exactly like color scales, only tells you the data in relation to each other. So basically what every cell is doing in relation to a sort of average value. So these are all the different conditional formatting cell rules that you can probably figure out for yourselves. What I really want to cover in this is you understand how to create a new rule. Because if you understand how to create a new rule, you basically understand the concept and you'd be able to fiddle around with the rules yourselves. So yeah, let's get to it. So it's pretty simple. Just select your data, go to conditional formatting, new rule, and we're going to select format only cells that contain, because that's what we want to do. We want to make a new rule and it has to be applied on only those cells that satisfy a certain condition. And here we get to make our criteria. So format only cells with cell value. Let us assume that we're just putting our criteria based on the value of the cell. For example, I want to create a new rule that highlights all the cells that is less than my threshold value. So less than or equal to 2500. This is what I want. And this time I have the option to set the format as well. So let us choose format. And yeah, for example, I choose the option to get a border. Right, I'm going to put the outline and I'm going to take a certain color which is probably different than the rest. So let us take the green color. So taking a green color, selected OK. We have our criteria ready. Now all I have to do is click OK and a new rule will be formed, and all the cells that have value less than $2,500 will be formatted and their border will be highlighted in green color. There you go. So these are all the values that was less than my threshold and they are all bordered in green. We just made a new cell formatting rule and we just used it on this data. Now there are other cell formatting rules that you can use, format cells based on top or bottom rank values, unique or duplicate values, or even values that are above or below average. You can create rules based on any of these things, but for this video I'm only showing you basics. If you want more information, do let me know in the comments and I will come back with another more detailed video. And if you like the content, please do like and subscribe. Thank you.